Good afternoon and welcome to a new Tech Talk. This session is about the integration of the Arthur Holm motorized lift DynamicTalkB with the table array microphone from Shure MXA310. My name is Montse Romero and I will be one of your hosts today. This is a listening only session. Should you have any questions, please use the Q&A box and we will be answering all of them after this presentation. Our speakers today are Mr. Anish Samuel, Application Engineer from Shure, and Mr. Henrik Holm, CEO and Design Manager at Arthur Holm. We would like to thank you for joining us, and without further delay, let's start the session. Anish, over to you.
Thank you, Montse, and hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Anish Sam. I'm an application engineer for Shure Middle East and Africa. As Montse mentioned, we'll be looking at how Arthur Holm and Shure can provide integrated solutions and create extraordinary invisible sound to fit your modern workspace. I'll be taking you through the Shure side of the story, and Henrik will be presenting the Arthur Holm side. We would like to start with a quote from our founder, Mr. Sidney Shure, which embodies our spirit of innovation. We know very well that absolute perfection cannot be attained, but we will never stop striving for it. A brief history about our company. Shure was established in 1925 in Chicago, USA. Today, we are headquartered in Niles, Illinois, and we have presence all around the world, and we maintain this through our nearly 40 manufacturing facilities and regional sales offices across the globe. So this slide depicts the wide range of sectors we are focused on, like conference room, education, houses of worship, AV rental, content creation, broadcast, theater, etc. Throughout our history, artists, performers, and public figures have been trusting Shure and our microphones and audio solution to get their voice and messages across to the audience. So we leverage this expertise from the stage and utilize this experience to create pioneering solutions for the workplace. So corporations, education facilities, governments, they all need reliable audio to effectively engage with their clients, teams, and constituents. Sound is our business, and we take it very seriously. So over the past 95 years, Shure has learned a lot about creating good quality sound. So we actually strive to help our partners also achieve the same. We believe that discussions are the fundamental activity of any meeting and consider it vital for the growth of any organization. Since time, money, and effort are put into every meeting, it directly affects those who are being involved in that meeting. A trend we see in modern meeting spaces are the adoption of multifunctional spaces, where informal and formal meetings do take place. So these working environments are meant to be more collaborative, and less people are trained on the technology. So the technology incorporated within these spaces should actually be flexible enough to cater to multiple scenarios. So it should factor in, for serving flexible seating and also adapt to limitations within the room's acoustic signature. In such multifunctional scenarios, the Shure MXA310 table array microphone is highly recommended. The MXA310 integrates smartly into any workspace like boardrooms, huddle rooms, multipurpose rooms, etc. And you can ensure that the speech is captured accurately and it is reproduced intelligibly. With the steerable coverage that is available on the unit and a low profile design, it removes unnecessary clutter and gives you more clarity during meetings. Now let's discuss about the MXA310 connectivity. So a single Cat6 Ethernet cable is used to carry audio, power, PoE, and control. Dante audio is supported by the MXA310, so it gives you a total of 5 channels, like 4 individual and 1 mixed Dante channel is available. The control strings are also available for third-party, control system integration, like with AMX, Crestron, and other major brands. And MXA310 is available in black, white, and aluminum finishes. The MXA310 offers steerable coverage. So there is an intuitive user interface available, built onto the unit, which allows for easy configuration of presets, templates, and polar patterns to beat the space. So with the free designers of system configuration tool, you can also specify the polar pattern for each lobes. So these patterns, they include like cardioid, supercardioid, hypercardioid, omnidirectional, bidirectional, etc. There are sound tools also built on to the MXA 310. So there is like an integrated auto mix output, where you can set adjustable parametrical equalization, in order to improve the sound clarity and reduce noise. This could also be utilized to improve audio quality, intelligibility, and seamless interaction between conference sites. And with this product, we have also introduced a new polar pattern in the industry, which is called as the toroid polar pattern. As you can see within this slide, the polar pattern is actually shaped like a donut. And the beauty of this particular pattern is that it provides a 360-degree coverage around the table, whilst rejecting any overhead noise, say from the HVAC or the projector or any similar noise sources. Now, the MXA 310 also offers flexible networking, so you can mix, route, and manage the signals for up to 4 coverage areas. So 4 coverage areas as separate channels in the network over a single Ethernet cable. So use the AutoMix channel to easily route audio to additional devices like the any USB matrix audio, which is a network interface device from Shure, with which you can easily simply integrate it with leading software codec solutions. There are mute controls available to program the touch-sensitive mute button, which is available on the unit. You can set it to toggle push to mute, push to talk, or you can even disable the setting in order to send control signals to an external control system. So there is an intuitive LED display also on board, which could be configured. And the LED light ring on the MXA 310 includes up to 17 colors, which you can configure and match your corporate branding. And it also shows the mute status of the microphone if it is in use. And it can also display lighted segments during setup to confirm whether the coverage areas or selected automix settings, it can show you a segregated light ring format as well. Now, what if there are a large number of people to be accommodated within the same meeting spaces? So what do you do in this scenario? So no worries, you can simply combine several MXA 310 units to provide the best possible coverage for all the participants. The MXA 310 offers a rich command list for third-party integration as well. Common applications include getting the mute of the device or a respective channel, setting mute on a particular channel, setting or getting the LED color and behavior, loading presets to match seating arrangements and functionality, and adjusting audio levels. So you can utilize the commands to trigger, external events like camera presets, etc., control system, and integrate the same as part of a centralized solution. A complete list of command strings is available, within the device help or at www.shure.com, which is our website. The MXA 310 is certified with the leading software conference solutions, including Zoom Rooms, Microsoft Teams, and Cisco. Shure makes it very simple to integrate the MXA 310 with the room PC or laptop or an analog VC codec. So we can utilize the any USB matrix, which is an interface device from Shure, to route Dante signals from the MXA 310 via a network switch. So this is further routed to the any USB matrix via USB to a PC or laptop, or via analog outputs to the hardware codecs. And for slightly larger rooms where multiple MXA 310s are required, like the one you see on the picture, you can use the Shure P300, which also can provide you with acoustic echo cancellation, which is ideal for larger spaces and also for multiple when there is multiple devices that have to be interfaced. So we would recommend pairing the solution with the Shure P300 DSP processor in this scenario. And for even larger rooms with the requirement of external sound reinforcement, we would recommend using the Shure MXN5C ceiling network ceiling speakers. So you can use it along with the Shure DSP like the P300 or the IntelliMix Room software, and the MXA310 can be used along with the solution. Make sure that you house it on a Arthur home lift. Hendrik will shortly share an idea of how to hide the MXA310 when it is not in use within a meeting space. But before that, let me just provide you with some quick updates. Shure offers an impressive and growing portfolio of integrated solutions for AV conferencing applications. So apart from the MXA310, we have a host of networked audio solutions like the MXA910, ceiling array microphone. It can offer you steerable coverage, and especially cover larger spaces and, when there is multiple participants involved in it. The MXA710 linear array microphone is also available, which is our most versatile microphone in terms of installation. And DSP solutions are also available in both hardware and software formats, like the Shure P300 and the IntelliMix Room application, which you can install on the same PC where you are having your soft codec. And interfaces devices like the any USB Matrix is available for straightforward integration with soft or hardware codecs, video conferencing codecs. And we have the MXN5C network ceiling speakers, which eliminates the need for an external amplifier. So it's networked, it supports PoE and PoE+, and you don't need an external amplifier to interface with our solution. And MXA networked mute button is also available, which lets a user control the Shure audio ecosystem without the use of an external control system. These products are very flexible in terms of installation, and you can enable meetings in very challenging spaces. And we also offer software like Designer and System-On that complements our hardware. So Designer software can be used to configure microphones for optimal performance. And you can use the System-On asset management software, which is from Shure, again, to manage the products across your office, buildings, or even campus. So we can confidently say that Shure has a complete audio ecosystem, which looks and sounds great for your organization. To know more about Shure products, please feel to visit us, visit our website, which is shure.com. We have a Middle East website as well. And for more in-depth training, we would request you to register on Shure Miyasa, shure.talentlms.com. And just to update you that the Shure Audio Institute is an education and networking platform for Shure customers, including system integrators, consultants, music retailers, music industry retailers, engineers, and musicians. So if you're actually looking to advance your career or improving your knowledge or keeping your team up to date, with the latest technology, please get certified by Shure Audio Institute. And we are also available on YouTube. Our training videos and webinars are available on our YouTube channel. And in case you have any support or queries, please feel free to reach out to support_miyasa@shure.com. And with that, I'm handing over the floor to Hendrik, who would be providing you more details on the integration between the Shure MXA310 and the Arthur home lift. So thank you for your patience, and I wish you all a very good day. Over to you, Hendrik.
Thank you very much, Anit. My name is Henrik Holm. I'm the CEO and head of design at Arthur Holm, and I'll be happy here to show you a bit how we can hide different types of products and how we can make a bit of magic within the boardroom or the meeting room. We have developed a product that removes or that hides boundary microphones when the microphones are not in use. This product we have designed here is the DynamicTalkB, and the DynamicTalkB is designed for the Shure MXA310. When I say it's designed for the Shure microphone, it is because it's a collaboration that started out some year back at an exhibition where Shure came to us and asked, is there any possibility of hiding a boundary microphone like you're hiding your gooseneck microphones? And we start looking into it. And by doing so, we found a way how we could hide a boundary microphone, and also at the same time, how we could talk to the microphone itself, meaning that the two units is actually communicating. A bit later on, I'll show you how that setup is done and how it works. As you see here, when the microphone pops out, it automatically switches on. When it goes down, it automatically switches off. Maybe you don't want to have those features. Maybe you want to have more local control by touching the microphone to switch it on. And that is also a possibility. So for the programming, we have a very open platform. But before going into how you install the microphone into the microphone lift itself, let's have a look at how you can install it into the table and create the right environment. So normally we are looking at tables in two ways. We are looking at existing tables where you would like to integrate something on site, or we are looking at new tables. When we talk about new tables, it gives us more possibilities on how we can integrate the product into the table. The first picture we are looking at here is how we integrate it into an existing table. We are integrating the microphone lift from above. And here you see that it sits on top of the table, meaning that it will cover the cutout made on site. If we are talking about a table in manufacturing, normally when you manufacture tables, you do everything numeric controlled, and therefore you can get exactly the accuracy that you need. And here you can also install it from above, but it gives you the possibility of having it completely flush with the table. If you want to go to the next extent and you want to hide the product completely with not in use, you can install the product from below, and the part where the microphone becomes visible when not in use can be veneered. So it's already designed for these purposes, and therefore it will be completely out of sight when not in use. The only thing you'll see is the round cutout. Maybe some of you have noticed that it's not a microphone that is sitting on top, but it's actually our dynamic speaker. The two product works exactly the same way. They share the same housing, and that is why we are including this in this presentation as well. So, as Shure has a very long experience in doing microphones and are some of the best in the world to do that, we are not reinventing the wheel. So our anchoring point that fixes the Shure microphone to the Untitled lift, we are using the same platform as Shure has. They have the 3 screws at the bottom where you would normally install the standard brackets from Shure. Here you can also install the anchoring point for your Untitled lift. Very straightforward. You pass through your Cat6 cable through the anchoring point. You connect it into the microphone. Then you screw down the anchoring point, and you're ready to go. For installing the speaker or fixing the speaker in the dynamic lift, you simply insert it into the cutout and you turn it 90 degrees and you're ready to go. When it's turned 90 degrees, the microphone is spring loaded all the time. We do this to avoid any kind of vibration, either coming from the table or for the mechanism or so on. Again, when you want to remove it, you need to know that you have to lift up the microphone before you turn it 90 degrees anti-clockwise. And here you will release it. You can remove the screws and you can disconnect the Cat5 cable or Cat6 cable. So for setting up and connecting the dynamic lift, you have the interface for the microphone on the right-hand side, and you have the interface and connectivity for the mic lift on the left-hand side. The connectivity is indicated here. On the left-hand side, we have the Untitled. It's also powered on PoE. So you connect it to power, you connect it to a network switch, and you connect it to the microphone lift itself. On the other side, you have the Shure connectivity, the mic connectivity. Again, the Shure comes with its own power supply. You connect it to the mic input on the DynamicTalk lift, and then you connect it to the network switch and power. The reason why we need to connect it to the network switch is because we want the two products to connect to each other, to be able to talk to each other, so that a command given, for example, to the Arthur lift will activate or deactivate the Shure microphone. We recommend, as well as Shure, to use Cat6 cable that are shielded for a more stable performance. So one thing is the physical connectivity, but we also have a wireless connectivity. The wireless connectivity comes together with an app. The app is available for iOS devices and is also available for Android devices. Download it from your app shop, and when you have downloaded onto your phone or your portable device, on the Arthur microphone lift, you activate dip switch number 1, and you have activated the wireless connectivity on the unit. Then, as you can see on your right-hand side, you can scan for the device. When the device that you have activated the wireless settings on pops up, you will select that and you'll enter the menu of the Arthur lift. It will load the program onto your phone for that specific unit. If you have more Arthur devices, you'll see them popping up as well. If you have the wireless connectivity activated, you select your unit and it will only load that unit. One thing to remember is that this setup is not meant for a daily use. It's made for the system integrator. And therefore you can only have one device connected at the time. When you have connected it, you can see we get a small display that shows you a bit about the serial number of the unit, which is also very useful later on if you need to take that out and have that information, since you don't have to go under the table to find it. And then you have some other settings, other information. You can also control it and check that everything is running as you want, and you can set the IP address, and you can see what IP address is set for the microphone. Setting the microphone IP address in the Arthur product is very important. On the right-hand side at the bottom, you see you have here the place where you set the IP address for the microphone. If you don't do that, the Arthur device will not be able to find the Shure microphone. So this Arthur product is IP based, not RS422 as the rest of our products. In this case, we don't have daisy chain either, but it has an IP, so you can again have as many devices as you want. When you have a network switch, just change the factory IP address settings when you receive the unit, and you can talk individually to them. We have a straightforward open protocol, so it makes your life easy to work with the two units. When you have set it up, when you have mounted it in the table, when you have connected it, when you have done your programming, the result is that you can hide and have a flexible room when not using the microphones. Today, in today's world where things are changing, where we need more flexibility as we need more space, we can hide microphones, we can take obstacles away from the table so that we gain and regain concentration. Microphones and cameras are things that we don't like to see when not in use, as we are not sure, are they on, are somebody listening? But by hiding, we are creating a more compatible work environment and a more free work environment. Arthur has designed different types of motorized product during the years, and now we have also included the microphones into our series, and here you can see how we can get the sound close to the table as well. So this is the microphone. The microphone, as I said in the beginning, and the speaker is based on the same unit. It takes up the same size in the table and can be installed in the same way. And here again, we are focusing the sound reproduction on the people sitting around the table. So when we can address the people that are in the meeting and not polluting the whole room with audio, let's say we're in an open office environment, then the gain is less. The product, the speaker is designed to have a flat frequency response in the speech area, and in this way you get a higher speech integrability in your communication. Our speakers has line input, meaning that they are active speaker, and it has a 4-inch driver. By having the audio reproduction close to the users, the room acoustic becomes less important. So if you don't have space or the room don't allow you to use ceiling speakers from Shure, you have here the possibility of adding the speaker into the table. Here a small illustration of how the speaker as well as the microphone lift are integrated into the table. So that was all for me. I hope that it was interesting for you. Now we will go to Q&A, and I will hand over the word to Monse.
Yes, hello. Thank you very much, Henrik. And thank you to all of you. We received, well, a lot of congratulations for your birthday. A lot of happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
We also received some questions and also some by WhatsApp. So let's start with the one that we received in Q&A. And answering to all of your comments, yes, you will receive the recording of this session. And we can also send you the PowerPoint presentation if you need, as you are asking for it. So you will get this after this presentation. And this one is for you, Henrik. Is the AH link not working for Android? Because it seems that somebody tested for Android and they had some issues.
That is correct. Android has different variations, also depending on the phone manufacturer. We are constantly updating the Android version, and it is working for Android as well. But you can be unlucky and taking, let's say, a Samsung phone, and one model will not work as well as another model. It's something we're constantly working on to make sure that you have trouble-free use with Android.
Okay, thank you very much. And this one is for you, Anish. What are the advantages or disadvantages of the array microphones compared to gooseneck microphones?
The advantages is that you can adjust the polar pattern in any format that you want. Like the gooseneck microphone, the polar patterns would be mostly fixed unless you change the capsules. But you know, the MXA310 can, like for example, the MXA310 can offer you the flexibility. You know, today you will have one kind of a seating arrangement. You can align the polar pattern and maybe an omnidirectional format to cover all the participants. Tomorrow, if you want to change it to supercardioid or hypercardioid, you can do that. So complete flexibility is there. And you know, if you want to maintain social distancing and possibly leave a seat in between and you know, not cover a certain area in terms of audio, you can do that with the array, steerable array.
Thank you very much. And this one is also for you, Anish. Is there a maximum number of microphones that you can integrate in a table? A maximum number, a maximum limitation on the number. I think they mean.
Yeah, so there is no maximum number of microphones. It depends on the number of Dante channels you can accept in your DSP. So there is no limitation to what you can put on a table. It depends on your table size, and you know, you have to make sure that you will be covering all the participants. but there will be a limitation in the available Dante channels on your DSP or your audio system. So you need to factor that. And if you need help with any design, we are there to support you for that.
Thank you. And I guess this one is for both of you, because the question is there echo feedback between MXA 310 and the dynamic speaker?
I think that one is more for me it is for both of us, but please, I will answer and you can follow up. There isn't. It depends on, of course, what purpose you're using it for. Are you using it for conference calls and so on? You have the microphone open and you switch off the speaker when you're talking, and therefore you don't have any problem with that. As we also saw, Anish showing how you can activate the 4 channels that you have in the Shure microphone. Therefore, of course, the ones closest to the speaker, or you change the polar pattern so that it doesn't go direct to the speaker. A lot of times what you also would do is you will have a setup that is -1, meaning that the speaker that you have closest to the microphone, if it's for room amplification, you will switch that one off. So that was my reply.
Correct. Yeah, it's called as a mix minus setup, and normally when you have a voice lift, that's when you are concerned about the feedback. But generally, if you're just using it for a video conferencing kind of solution, you can always set up acoustic echo cancellation by using a DSP. If you would require, we can also provide you with the Shure P300 DSP that can provide an acoustic echo cancellation. That can take care of your feedback, acoustic echo during a conference call.
Yes, and just another comment. We already have the question about the differences between a boundary microphone, array microphone, and gooseneck microphones. When you use the dynamic speaker with gooseneck microphones, a lot of people have thought if you take a gooseneck microphone from Shure and you surround the microphones around the speaker, and people are afraid of feedback. The thing is that you normally would have the speaker in the middle and you will have the microphones on the side. And the capsules of the microphones are normally cardioids and they'll be pointing away from the speaker. Therefore, we can get a high gain before feedback if we are lifting or amplifying the voice in the room. Normally, if you have speakers in the ceiling, the microphone tends to point towards the microphones, and therefore also with the equalization of the room can be more difficult to do the setup. But of course, everything is possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this is for you, Anish. Can the MXA 310 be programmed to recall different polar pattern setups for different meetings?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have presets that are available, that you can set for different meeting scenarios, and you can recall them using a control system or directly through the web browser or through the designer application. It's possible.
Okay, thank you very much. And this one is for you, Henrik. What is the noise level of the mechanism of DynamicTalkB?
The noise level, we are measuring it in dBA, and there is a bit of variation depending on where it is, but the maximum for less than a couple of milliseconds is 30 dBA.
Thank you very much. So I think that we don't have any more questions so far. So I would like to thank you very much once again. Thank you, Henrik. Thank you, Anish, and thank you to all of us, all of you for joining us. And we hope that the session was interesting. And a lot of you are asking if you will get a recording. And as I said before, you will get it. And you can also get the PowerPoint presentations. So thank you once again, and have a nice rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all, and also thank you, Joyce, for directing this in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you.